Walk around 6 o'clock, jump off the bed and hit my knees. I had to give the Lord His praise for letting me wake up today.
Jumped in the ride and hit the spot. Say what's up to all of G's. Today just might be the day. I gave to my change the way.
Continue rolling down the block, get pulled over by the police. I tell you no, I'm not afraid. I know I'm protected by grace.
I had to come to a stop with all the drama in the street. Make me feel like I'm not safe, but all I can do is pray. And keep your hope and keep your faith. You know we going back one day, but for now I'm gonna celebrate, cause he made me in his image.
And now it's back to 6 o'clock, and I ain't even had no sleep. But today was a lovely day. It's the love that you get. From 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock. From 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock. From 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Walk around 6 o'clock, jump off the bed and hit my knees. I had to give the Lord His praise for letting me wake up today.
Jumped in the ride and hit the spot. Say what's up to all of G's. Today just might be the day. I gave to my change the way.
Continue rolling down the block, get pulled over by the police. I tell you no, I'm not afraid. I know I'm protected by grace.
I had to come to a stop with all the drama in the street. Make me feel like I'm not safe, but all I can do is pray. And keep your hope and keep your faith. You know we going back one day, but for now I'm gonna celebrate, cause he made me in his image.
And now it's back to 6 o'clock, and I ain't even had no sleep. But today was a lovely day. It's the love that you get. From 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock. From 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock. From 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
It ain't no preaching to the choir, no matter how you say it with your lips. I'll collect the situation, don't fix. Cause ain't no preaching to the choir. They would rather have you keep it sick to act like the truth simply don't exist. It ain't no preaching to the choir. You be trying to share your information with the people on the time that we be wasting. Ain't no preaching to the choir. Being them type of people don't fit, cause everybody seen and think they know they shit. Or don't wanna know, cause conversating with your ass be like, oh, you one of those in civil discourses with your brother, make your tongue explode, your mind shatter. Shut down if you get mad, cause you can't seem to understand the fact of the matter. Son, that's illegitimate, like if the child is a bastard. And I ain't pointing out the laws, I'm just pointing in laughter. Too often we miss the point, don't get to the point till it's after. And never see the bigger picture, cause the vision is lacking. Hey yo, listen, ain't been in this world too long and it's so flipped. And I can see the road that you on, cause it's so scripted. Argue with a fool and they peeping you from a distance. They gon' say you both look crazy, you won't listen. You can care less, but that may come with the cost. And they might mourn your death, but they'll never know the cause. Cause every autopsy can't be solid when you perished in it from a lack of knowledge. Ain't no preaching to the choir. No matter how you say it with your lips, I can let the situation don't fit. Cause ain't no preaching to the choir. They would rather have you keep it sick to act like the truth simply don't exist. It ain't no preaching to the choir. You be trying to share your information with the people on the time that we be wasting. Ain't no preaching to the choir. Man, them type of people don't fit. Cause everybody seen it, think they know they shit. Hey yo, each one teach one, nah. Each one don't listen, don't abort, we still on this mission. It's more fishing to be done amongst the men, women, and children. Parroting, mimicking these same old trivial feelings. I be on my analyzing architectural building, breaking schematics down for anybody catching them feelings. I bet that silence get anytime I vocally spilling, and bet my presence felt anytime I step in the building. Deflection is a weapon for any unintellectual. Strong man's and rhetoric, anything for they let you go. Change the conversation to things to remain skeptical. It ain't really nothing else. I just thought I'd let you know regression is a level you take when you can't take it. 5 or 6 senses overload information. I see why you shut down to end the conversation. If I don't dumb it down and keep it basic, ain't no preaching to the choir. No matter how you say it with your lips, I can let the situation don't fit. Cause ain't no preaching to the choir. They would rather have you keep it sick to act like the truth simply don't exist. It ain't no preaching to the choir. You be trying to share your information with the people on the time that we be wasting. Ain't no preaching to the choir. Man, them type of people don't fit. Cause everybody seen it, think they know they shit.
All praise, honor, and glory to the great Elohim of Israel. I want to say shalom and blessings to all my brothers and sisters, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertain the adoption, the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the services of Elohim, and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, our Mashiach came, who is overall Elohim blessed. Hope y'all doing good and well. Want to welcome you to this fellowship, to all the non-believers in the book of Enoch. That's what we titled this today, and that's who I'm going to be addressing. Straight up, all right? The non-believers, the doubters, and those who question, all right? And it's a reason I'm putting it like that. But as we continue on with this fellowship and deal with what we're going to deal with, you're going to understand why. But I hope y'all doing well. I want to welcome the brothers Josiah, brother Yash. What's going on with you brothers, man? How y'all doing?
Yo, what's going on, bro? Excited about this one. Just waiting to hear what's going on with this one, man. I've been waiting on this one for a while. All praise to the Most High, to the 12 tribes, to the family in the chat. Ready to get it in.
Indeed.
Yeah, same here. And that was a timely track that you played for this one. No preaching to the choir. You know, everybody think they know their stuff, but shun and run away when knowledge is placed in their face. So, man, just like Brother Josiah, I want to see. You know, I'm looking forward to this one also.
I am too, man. I'm looking forward to this too. You know, when it comes to the book of Enoch, man, it's a lot of questions. You got some people who roll with it, some people who kind of in the middle, and then you have those who just blatantly reject it. You know what I mean? And the rejection, when it comes to people who reject the book of Enoch, you know, I discovered one thing. I discovered that a lot of people ain't really authentic, man, when it comes to where they come from and what they stand in. What I mean by that, a lot of people claim that the Most High reveals things to them. A lot of people claims that the Most High shows them things, and I'm not against any of that. However, when certain people make these claims and you go to weigh it against what's written, you find that, you know, it's not really holding no weight. And you also find that when it comes to people who claim to have researched things and looked into things, that's not really the case. A lot of people are riding other people's coattail when it comes to them thinking they know and understand certain things, and that's not the case in actuality. A lot of people not keeping it real. A lot of people are rejecting this book of Enoch based on the source that we're going to deal with tonight and claiming that the Most High showed them or they studied and the Most High revealed it to them. There's a certain pastor out there, Amore, I ain't going to call his name, but y'all like him a lot. Right? And I ain't talking about salt of the earth for nobody like that. You know, but there's a Amore out there that y'all like a whole lot, who claims that the Most High revealed these things to him and he studied certain things, but come to find out he ain't really keeping it straight up. Because a lot of these things that people come with come from older, I'm going to just say sources for the lack of a better way of putting it for now. A lot of people have ate off other people's plate when it comes to knowledge and haven't acknowledged that that's where they got the knowledge from that they present. And it's going to all make sense tonight as we deal with this book of Enoch to all the non-believers. We're going to critique a video. This is a very well-known video. I came across this video some time back. I won't say how long ago, but long enough to know that a lot of people who reject the book of Enoch have ate off of this plate and came from this source. Although they say that they studied and researched and the Most High showed them this and showed them that, I'm going to show you tonight where a lot of people are coming from when they doubt and question the validity of the book of Enoch. Y'all got any thoughts, bro?
Yes, yeah, it's funny that you mentioned about a lot of people eating off of some other people's plates and not even letting them know. And I found out a whole lot of that was going on in the churches, and that's really why they had never grown. You know, because everyone was just eating off of other people's plates and regurgitating or spinning them to their own revelations. But one thing I'd like to say, because I know the Most High used to show me a whole lot of different thoughts and revelations, and but I couldn't find the answers for any of them in His Word. So a lot I held, or I would only speak them to people people who close confidence. And I found when I got into when I read the book of Enoch, other books, book of Jasher, and other books like that, I found out that a lot of these things that I had thought were confirmed by these books. So I wouldn't want to doubt them. You know, I mean, and people have a right to, you know, it says, you know, to him that is ignorant, let him remain ignorant, or let him be ignorant still. So people have a right to remain in their ignorance, but you do not have a right to push your ignorance off on everyone else. Or I'll put it this way: just because someone is popular and you know is looked at as upon, you know, looked at as a man of the Most High, and they may be teaching a lot of people, that uh, still you have the right to search these matters out for yourself. When Paul went preaching, he ran into uh, this group of people called the Bereans, and they didn't just take this word at face value, but it said they were more honorable than most men because they searched the books or the scriptures to see if the things that he was saying were so. So I just, you know, it's on you, but I say don't let no one stifle your hunger for the Most High. If you hungry, he says, blessed are they that are hungry, so for they shall be filled. He promises to fill you in his word. He says, my words are spirit and life. So you can take that for the spirit, you know, because other than that, if you're hungry, you can go ahead and ask somebody for a piece of bread or something, or, you know, you can go get you something. But if you're hungry for the Most High and for the knowledge, especially of our ancestors, then you ain't going to only but find them. You're going to find them in the words that was left behind by our people. And I want to say one more thing. Second Esdras, chapter 14. It says, starting with verse 42. It said, the highest gave understanding unto 5 men, or the 5 men, and they wrote the wonderful visions of the night that were told, which they knew not. And they sat 40 days, and they wrote in the day, and at night they ate bread. As for me, Ezra, I spake in the day, and I held not my tongue by night. In 40 days they wrote 204 books. And it came to pass, when the 40 days were filled, that the highest spake, saying, the first that you have written, publish openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read. But the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people. So he gave a vision. Our scriptures was burnt, lost, whatever. The Most High took 5 men, imparted wisdom unto them, and they rewrote these scriptures from the visions that he gave them, and they wrote 204 books. This was before the New Testament. 204. Left 136 to the people. And we only got 66. And if the New Testament was not there, 33 or 39, whatever.
Something to think about.
Yeah, that's limiting your knowledge of the things that the Most High has for us.
Indeed. Thank you for that, man. It's just an example of how rich and vast our history is and how much they've eliminated from our history. What you got, Josiah? What's going on, bro?
I thought about what you said earlier to me earlier when you said you got this. Israel, we are special people, and the scriptures is true. I'm gonna say it like this: we all got different gifts in our own lane to be in, and I've seen this by coming on this channel, being on Kadar channel, and just looking in the chat that we all got the gifts of the spirit, and we need to stay in our own lane. And I'm just waiting on what Eric got to do right now today. What Eric got for me right now, because I stand in the middle of the book of Enoch, because I seen this source and kind of had me shooken up. But what you say, Eric? You say I'm in the right lane, right?
Yeah, you're in the right place.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of learning today. Just put it like that. So I'm gonna have a lot of questions for you, Eric. So I'm ready for you to bring it.
Indeed.
Hey, I got a question for you, Josiah.
Yeah.
But have you read the book for yourself? And another two questions. This is a two-part question.
Yeah, no.
Have you read for yourself? And then the scripture says, try the spirits by the spirits. And the reason why I say that is because when I came into contact to these books and I read them, the reason why I fight for them is because they agreed with my spirit. That's why. See, a lot of people didn't give, and that's what's the harmful part about people who tell you, and they probably ain't read it, is about these other books. Then you're not allowing your spirit a chance to try it. If it don't agree with your spirit, then you got every right to cut them off. But I guarantee you it would agree. But that's all I say, my brother.
Yeah, what I told him is that on this walk and in this journey, the Most High will allow you to be tried. He will allow your faith to be tried. He'll allow your knowledge to be tried. He will allow you to be shaken in this truth. But it's all for a purpose. It's all to show you that it's only by his grace, mercy, and power that you're able to even know who you are. And to understand that knowledge, the beginning of knowledge, is the fear of the Most High. So all knowledge comes from the Most High. If you don't know nothing else, know that. If you know that, then you know all things. That's why he said the Holy Spirit will lead you and guide you into all truth. Notice what Brother Yash read in that last passage in 2nd Esdras. He said what? He said that some of the books were to be revealed to everybody, to the worthy and to the unworthy. But then there were certain books that he said only deliver to the wise. My purpose for doing this is to help Israel believe. The Most High gave us all this information in these last days so that we could believe on him. He's done everything possible he could so that we could believe on him. And yes, we have enemies fighting against that, trying to block, trying to be that what you call it, that veil between us and the Most High. But let me show you what Enoch said. Hold on. He said, let me make sure I get the right one. He said, and now, this is chapter 100 of the book of Enoch. In the 10th verse, it says, and now I know this secret, that sinners will change and pervert many words of the righteous, and will speak wicked words and lie and practice great deceits and write books concerning their words. But when they write down truthfully all my words in their languages, and do not change or diminish aught from my words, but write them all down truthfully, all that I first testified concerning them. For I know another secret, that books will be given to the righteous and the wise to become a cause of joy and uprightness and much wisdom. Brother Yash, what did he say those books were held back for the wise, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he said in this, he said that these books will become a cause of great joy. Y'all remember when I told y'all a while back, and I even, Brother Yash and I talked about this, man, we got so much information to where when you read during the Maccabean period, when they preserved records, and even during Jeremiah's day, when they kept records and they kept libraries of records, it's like, I feel like Brother Yash and I and even other people who embrace these records, that's the kind of level we on. That's the kind of mindset we on. I feel a sense of joy knowing that if I want to know something, it's right there at my fingertips. I feel like I'm, rich and wealthy when it comes to me having this information at hand. And that's confirmed in the writing. A lot of people don't believe this. But like Brother Yash say, I mean, when it comes to belief, it's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of your own experience. But he said, and to them shall books be given, and they shall believe in them and rejoice over them. And then shall all the righteous who have learnt therefrom and all the paths of uprightness be recompensed. So there's a recompense, right? For believing in the Most High and for embracing his truth, embracing certain records, even in the blessing from the apostles that I read oftentimes. When the apostles asked Mashiach concerning their work and everything that they did, they wanted to know what would be their reward for all the work that they did and everything that they gave up. He said, I'm gonna give you a front seat, a first place in my kingdom. And they said, well, what about those who believe on our works and testify to the things that we did? He said, to those who believe on your works and your testimony and share your testimony and have these things written and read, I'm going to give them the same blessing I'm going to give y'all. So they was concerned about us. And you got people who reject that. The blessings, I told y'all a long time ago, we are under the blood of Mashiach. That's why he's going to be able to judge us after our works and according to his will, because we are his. You can do what you want with yours, right? Well, what's yours? And it's only a matter of time before all Israel see that. I see it. And I also see that this information was placed here for our benefit. And so that's my purpose for doing this. It's to help and to encourage our people, right? And to let you know that you don't have to question or doubt, right? If anything, just put the book to the side and don't deal with it. And just deal with what you trust and know is real and what you can affirm is true in your spirit. Don't stretch it, but definitely don't find yourself in a place of rejecting something and cursing something that is ordained by the Most High. Now, Enoch came before all of our forefathers. His time was before theirs. So his record is written from a perspective of this time being before theirs. Enoch lived in the first world, the world that was destroyed by flood. Our forefathers after that lived in the world that we are in now, which is preserved for another judgment. So before we continue, you brothers got anything else y'all want to add in there?
Read, can you read Jubilees for me? 21:10.
Let me pull it up. Oh, do I have it pulled up? Let me see. I gotta pull it up. Jubilees 21:10. Go ahead and read it out. Let me see. I gotta look that. I gotta find what's the name.
That's the last part I want anyway. So you bear with me, y'all. It says, and eat its meat on the day and on the second day, and let not the sun on the second day go down upon it till it's eaten, and let nothing be left over for the third day, for it is not acceptable, for it is not approved, and let it no longer be eaten, and all those who eat thereof will bring sin upon themselves. For thus have I found it written in the books of my forefathers, and in the words of Enoch, and in the words of Noah. So these books are valid because the scriptures talk about them.
And you know what's so funny about that though, Josiah? So, and they don't. That's why they unvalidate all of them. You know what I mean? That's why they'll just trash every single one. And if you're used to if you're used to knowing something one way, if you have a certain understanding, I'm tending to find like especially with our calendar, when we did that thing on the calendar, you know, because it doesn't line up with your understanding. I heard somebody say it earlier today on one of these videos. This preacher was talking about the Hebrew calendars is 30 days. I said, no, it's not. We had months of 30s and we had months of 31.
Yeah.
But if you don't read these other books, you don't have that understanding.
Yeah. You can read Leviticus, the 25th chapter, and get an idea of knowing that the system is different. Because it basically gives you the Jubilee system in Leviticus 25.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See, we
The
went
word
by
Jubilee
weeks.
is all in the Bible. Yeah.
Yeah, see, we went by weeks. They go by days.
Yeah.
We went by weeks.
But I'm gonna go ahead and put this under fair use. I'm gonna get into it, y'all. Let me hold on. Under fair use, as always, this is a video that I know a lot of people are familiar with. This is for critique purposes only. Fair use.
Shalom, Israel. It's Kazawan. And the name of this video is The Book of Enoch is Phony. I'm doing this video because people keep asking me if the Book of Enoch is of the Most High or not. So we're going to see in this video. Now, I know a lot of people are not going to like this video because a lot of Israelites love the Book of Enoch. But if you love the truth, then we got to humble down to the truth when we hear it. So here's the first thing. People always say the Bible talks about the Book of Enoch. No, it doesn't. The Bible never says anything about a book of Enoch. The only thing the Bible says is that the man Enoch prophesied. It doesn't say anywhere that he wrote a book. Let's read the verse. Jude chapter 1, verse 14. It says, "And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints." So here we have a record of a prophecy that Enoch gave, but it doesn't say anything at all about Enoch writing a book. See, we know that Enoch was a prophet, and therefore his prophecies would have been passed down orally from generation to generation. That's how Jude knew what Enoch said. But Jude did not say that Enoch wrote a book. He said that Enoch prophesied. So people have to stop saying that the Bible talks about the book of Enoch, because it doesn't. Now, the Bible does mention other books that we no longer have. For example,
All right, let's park here for a second. All right. He's saying the Bible doesn't mention anything about a book of Enoch. All right. He said that it only mentions that Enoch prophesied. All right. And to some people, that's a valid point. But to a thinking man, to a discerning man, and that's not to boast, that's a nonsensical point. Name one prophet who the Most High didn't require to write things down. He admitted Enoch was a prophet, right? Enoch was a prophet, and he said that his prophecies would have been passed down orally from generation to generation. Since when do we do that in the realm of the prophets of the Most High? Right? All of these things that were written down was written for our benefit, for our generation, for our learning. Like the Bible say, all things that were written aforetime was written for our learning. Enoch prophesied of the end time. He prophesied of Mashiach. All right. You see that all in his prophecies.
Can I say something real quick, E?
Go ahead.
You said something real important right there when you went back and said that scripture that said the prophecy about said all things written before time or aforetime. You know what I mean? He was talking about the time before. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about that in itself shows you that they had books that were written from ancient. And you know how I know that? Because, or else he would just specify, like they always say, they would just specify the law. That's all. I just wanted to throw that in there real quick.
Yeah, man. Y'all already know. Jump in if you got some anytime. What you got, Josiah? Anything so far?
No, not right now.
Okay.
No.
I wanna pull something real quick. I want to show y'all something. All right.
And while he looking, see, those are the type of devils that we have amongst us. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that, because they want to lord it over you. They want to give you the one that will account for your soul. But when you stand before the Most High, they ain't going to jump up in front of him and say, "Oh no, Lord, let it be on me." I just threw that out there.
Yeah. Okay. I want to deal with this point that the Bible doesn't mention the book of Enoch, right? Let's look at Jude real quick, because we got to ask ourselves some questions. Jude didn't just say that Enoch prophesied, all right? He started in 14 saying, and Enoch also the seventh from Adam. At what time frame do y'all think this was probably written in? Well after 70 AD, right? Sometime at least after 70 AD.
What, the book of Jude?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe perhaps sometime before, sometime after. How far do y'all believe 70 AD was from the time of Adam? Enoch was the 7th man from Adam. That means Adam, and then the 6th man from Adam would be Enoch, counting Adam. So that's 7 people. The first man was Adam. So Jude in his time is quoting a prophecy from Enoch. And he says he prophesied of these, of what? Talking about all these different things before that. The destruction, the judgment, Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, Enoch prophesied of those things. Right? Then he quoted the prophecy saying, behold, Yahuwah cometh with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon all. Right? When is this going to happen? This is an end time judgment, and to destroy all that are ungodly among them, of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Some people might say, well, that happened before the flood, and that's true. But he said Enoch prophesied of these things as well, talking about which is to come, the judgment which is to come. This judgment Enoch prophesied was an end time judgment. Now, fair enough, he didn't say the book of Enoch, right? But let me show y'all something real quick. I'm going to go to Matthew chapter 15. All right. This is Mashiach, Matthew 15:1. It said, then came Yehoshua, scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of Elohim by your tradition? For Elohim commanded, saying, honor thy father and thy mother, and he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of Elohim of none effect by your tradition. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, or let me read verse 7 again. Ye hypocrites, well did the book of Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, right? That's what that says, right?
I see where you're going.
Hold up, I'm not even hold on. I thought I was sharing it. Y'all letting me slip like that. Hold on. I'm gonna share it. All right. So we just read it. But look at what Mashiach said. Check him out. He said, ye hypocrites, well did the book of Isaiah prophesy of you, saying.
Right. He didn't say the book.
Yeah, it do.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it got to.
But hey, I got even a better one for you. Right here. He says they was handed down word of mouth. Acts 15:21. For Moses of old time hath in every city them that preach him, being read in the synagogues every Sabbath day.
So you telling me they passed down word of mouth from generation to generation what Enoch said? Does that happen?
Word of mouth.
Look. Surely they would have forgotten them words when they came up out of Egypt. It says they forgot the
What
Most
about
High who brought them. If you
shit,
forgot
what
the
about all
Most
the captivities?
yeah, check it out. If you forgot the Most High who brought you out, seeing that he split the sea in two. Some scriptures say 12 spots, but he split the sea. Seeing that he sent all kinds of plagues and locusts and hail mingled with fire, and he sent death and he spared you. Seeing that he stopped the sun right there in sky and caused it to go back. Seeing that he came down in it like fire and devoured his enemy. Yet the scripture says they forget the Most High, but you say, but they remember the book of Enoch. Y'all feel me?
The seventh man from Adam.
Y'all feel me?
Well after the time of Mashiach. That's the card we're going to play. He said, well, did Isaiah prophesy, saying, right? He didn't say Isaiah wrote a book, right? Now, where did he quote this from? When he said, well, did Isaiah prophesy, right? Let's see where he quoted from, because Isaiah really went hard. See, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show y'all how funny this is, because Mashiach said, well, did Isaiah prophesy, right? That this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, right? He said, well, did Isaiah prophesy? Isaiah 29:13 say, wherefore Adonai said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their hearts from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precepts of men. So Mashiach said Isaiah prophesied and said it. Isaiah said Adonai said it. I don't know. That's funny to me. Maybe not to y'all, but well, did Isaiah prophesy? That's what the Lord said to them, because their heart's not with the Most High, is with their tradition. Just like a lot of our people are into tradition. Hate to say it, but love it at the same time. Because I don't give a damn. That's what we've been in this whole time. Tradition. You think you're doing it right, you not. Wherefore Adonai said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precepts of men. He didn't say Isaiah wrote a book. He just quoted a prophecy. All right. Well, did Isaiah prophesy? After the same manner and context, Jude said what he said. Let's go back. Right. Jude didn't say Enoch wrote a book, but he said Enoch prophesied. The seventh from Adam prophesied. Letting you know that from the beginning, basically, this was predetermined and prophesied, this judgment. Y'all got any thoughts on that? He said also, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet. He didn't say Daniel wrote a book. That's a hint, hint. Whenever you see stuff like this, like in Jude, that's like a hint, hint. I hope you wise, because this one of them books. Hint, hint. How you going to acknowledge other books in the scripture, but not acknowledge this? A man lived 365 years, walked perfect with the Most High.
What? You know what, bro? All the scriptures probably come from Enoch. Witness to Enoch. Should I say?
Don't get ahead. Don't get ahead. Don't get ahead.
Yeah, dude, you touching now.
I'm
Don't
getting
get
ahead,
ahead.
huh?
Look,
You touching.
I'm trying to show you. That's why I said what I said. If we're gonna deal with Enoch biblically, right? The Enoch in the Bible, his time came before the time of the patriarchs, the 12 patriarchs, the other prophets, Moses, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, all of them. So his record is written from that perspective. He lived during the first world, before the first world was destroyed, and the Most High took him. Some people think he died. Why would the Most High take a man or allow a man to die before his time, righteous man, when he said a righteous man shall live out all his days? What did Enoch do to be taken so early? The seventh from Adam prophesied. Let's go back. See, this kind of stuff take time, man. You know, it takes time because you have to go in behind people. And by the way, I wanna reference something real quick before we even go back. Let me reference something real quick. This video that we're watching got 173,000 views. And most of the people are in agreement with him. All right. Most of the people are in agreement with it. See, we got to be careful, man. That's why I say I don't care about all that. If you think I'm a teacher or whatever, that's cool. But I'm not calling myself that until I hear from the Most High. Every other teacher from the scripture heard from the Most High. I don't care about all that. Keep it to yourself. Take what you learn and make it your own.
Yeah, here you go. Most of the spies that brought back that ill report had brought back a bad report except for Joshua and Caleb. And because of that, they had to do a 40-year bid.
40 years.
They had to do a 40-year bid because of 10 people.
Oh no, we can't do it. I know he just split the Red Sea, but there's no way we can beat them giants.
40 years. No parole. Actually, it was a life for them. He gave everybody life.
Yeah.
Kids can come out, but y'all got life in prison for this.
Gotta be careful, man. And the key ingredient to knowing what's true and what's not, it ain't based on what you can do or what you can study or how smart you are. It's based on your desire for the Most High. You have to want to believe the Most High in spite of anything. I don't care how confused I am. I believe in the Most High, even when I don't know. I done came across a lot of things in this walk that got me right where the brother Josiah is now, in the middle, questioning. My heart shook. But he showed me, man, just slow down, trust in me. How else you gonna know things unless you come through these things and see these things? Just like the prophets, when he showed them, man, when he showed them Azazel, he said, look, I want to show you what these people over here doing. He showed them what they was doing, how they was worshiping idols in secret. All right, I'm gonna take you over here and I'm gonna show you this. You don't think they was shook up by that stuff? In our day and time, it's not that extreme because we had a record. But even in your belief in this record, he gonna show you some things. Look, listen to them. Listen to how they present this. Pay attention to how they present. That's how the Holy Spirit work with you. Watch how they try to twist that little word and the phrase to make it fit what they want to say. And you go back and look at it and you be like, damn. Watch how they give you a half-ass definition to make you see it the way they want to see it. They want you to see it. Fair use.
Example, the book of the wars of Yahweh, and the book of Jehu, the son of Hanani, and others as well. But notice, the Bible calls them books. There is no mention in the Bible of a book of Enoch. Again, all it says is that Enoch prophesied. So now that we got that out the way, let's go into this book and look at some of the many, many problems inside of it.
Do everybody understand this first point about Enoch and him saying that the Bible doesn't mention a book of Enoch? Right. But it's
but see, the Most High, he knows that he expects his people to be, we're supposed to not only be, we the salt of the earth. We're not supposed to only be the most blessed people on this earth. That includes, we're blessed with intellect. The wisest man that ever lived was Solomon, one of our own. So everything don't have to be spelled out too. You ain't no dummy. But go ahead, I digress.
Hard head, stiff neck, man. Even in this awakening, people just hard headed, but fair use. I hope everybody understand that point though about Enoch, Jude referencing Enoch, right? And then quoting from a prophecy. And it just so happens to read verbatim what Enoch, the first chapter says, but according to him, it was passed down. It wasn't written, nowhere in the Bible do you see any of that concerning the prophets. The only time anything was read out was every 7 years when the law was read out. The priest had to read the law to the people.
Hey, and check this out. The same people who tell you this, the same kind of people that'll tell you that type of spiel is the same kind of people who will also let you know and that the Bible was translated, the Bible was edited. How do you know if they didn't edit that out? I'm just throwing in quickies.
Yeah, fair use.
This is the book of Enoch, chapter 6, verse 1. It says, "And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters." Now, before we read on, I want to establish what time frame this is in the Bible, because that's going to be very important later on. Let's go to Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. It says, "And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them." So, this is the same thing we read in the book of Enoch, chapter 6. So the book of Enoch, chapter 6, verse 1 is the same time frame as Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. That's very important. Now, let's go back to the book of Enoch. This is chapter 6, verse 1. It says, "And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters." Verse 2. "And the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children." So these angels look down from heaven, and they see these beautiful women.
Yo.
Hey, it's been happening. Seeing the daughters of men that was fair and beautiful, because they said they began to multiply on the face of earth. So they've been having sex with women. So this thing sticks out because why does it say the Son of God saw the daughters of men? You hear what I'm saying?
There you go. That's a basic blow. That's like on a fundamental level right there. All right. It's been happening. So why all of a sudden when we get here do we change it, right? The sons of God saw the daughters of men, right? You know, but
you got people today who tell you they had sex with demons. Today.
yeah.
There's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah. What they call that what they call them spirits that attack you in your sleep.
Succubuses and incubuses, succubuses, whatever the heck.
Yep.
And some say marine spirits. I'm not really that deep into all that stuff. But and where you get that from?
What?
Nothing. You know, like marine spirits and all this stuff. None of that's in the scripture.
You got something.
You know,
you got something in store for you then. Watch
You
this.
know what I'm saying? I don't like
Yeah.
to read the book of Enoch, but that sister over there got marine spirits. Y'all hear me?
A lot of spirit experts out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna deal with it. But you made a good point. This been happening, but let's hear it out. Let's hear it out. Fair use.
Yep.
Women on the earth, and they start to lust after them. Verse 3. And Semjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. So supposedly, this angel named Semjaza, who was the leader, was scared that the other angels wasn't going to go through with the plan to leave heaven and come down to earth to sleep with the women. Watch this, verse 4. And they all answered him and said, let us all swear an oath and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Verse 5. Then swear they all together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. So, this group of angels supposedly all swore on an oath to go through with this plan. Let's see how many angels agreed to this. Verse 6, it says, and they were in all 200 on the summit of Mount Hermon, and they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. Now, a lot of y'all believe this story. A lot of y'all really think that this actually happened. Remember earlier when I made a point of establishing what time frame this was in the Bible. Here's why that was important. According to the book of Enoch, this group of angels didn't leave heaven and come down to earth until Genesis chapter 6, when they begin to lust after the women. This point alone is going to show you that the book of Enoch is phony.
I just want to touch on one quick point. He's trying to set the precedent that the angels never came down until Genesis 6, but that's not true at all. How did you have the serpent and Satan in the garden during in the garden with Adam and Eve? You already had spirits, the angels, who had followed after Lucifer, after Satan. And that term in itself is broad because you find out that Satan is not like a term that's subject to one spirit. It's many Satans, you know, and each spirit has different titles, different dominions, different things that they're over. Go ahead, Josiah.
No, I was just saying Satan just mean adversary.
Yeah. Right. So he's trying to set the precedent that these angels didn't come down until Genesis 6. but that's not necessarily the case. Genesis, the 6th chapter, is basically giving you when these angels came to do what they did, when they actually did what they did to corrupt the earth. Right? Go ahead.
I had did this with you before. This is something that I ordinarily don't do, but in reading, like, there's books to verify other books. What I'm saying is, I have a book. He says that he's talking about when the Watchers entered into an oath, and I got a book right now in front of me will tell you why. Tell you what happened.
How long is it?
It's too long. I can give you a brief thing now.
Okay.
It said that it said okay. It said that because men was wicked, right?
Yeah.
The Most High, they still his children. Seed of Cain, whatever. They still his daggone children. It said, but wickedness spread throughout the earth, and all the families of the earth had become sinful. But the families of Cain were chief among sinners. And those that were wronged by the sinners cried out to Yah, and some of the sons of Cain called on the name of Yahweh for mercy. And when the Watchers saw this, they petitioned to Yahweh to let them teach the sons of men righteousness. And Yahweh granted them permission to do this. Okay, I gotta skip. Okay, it says, Enoch was more righteous than all the men on the earth, and was perfect all the days of his youth, and he was wiser than everyone. For Yahweh revealed unto Enoch secrets that even the Watchers did not know, and thus Enoch progressed with Elohim beyond others. And it says he got Methuselah. Anyway, the Watchers, they chose Enoch because they observed all the sons of men, and Enoch's the only one who pleased him. So it says, but here it is. But it came to pass when the Watchers, and this is Eljo, this is the book of Lamech, and I think, and I don't say this book is scripture. I don't take it as that, but I do take it as filling in a blank of early history.
We'll just call it a historical reference to the Bible.
Historical reference, yes. So anyway, it said yeah, it said because the Watchers did not want to live on earth, and that's why they chose Enoch. And they desired that Enoch should take their place when he was instructed enough in their ways, that he should serve as a mediator between them and all the sons of men. And the Watchers loved him and treated him as their own kin. But it came to pass when the Watchers descended in the form of men, I say they were shapeshifters, that 200 daughters of men observed the heavenly beauty of the Watchers, and they were captivated by their glorious bodies, and they lusted after them exceedingly, and desired to be initiated into the heavenly secrets. And they thought a wicked plot, and these are the daughters of Cain now, and they thought a wicked plot in their hearts as to how they might entice them. And the women beautified their heads and faces. First, they got secrets from them and got told them. Then, and they constantly sought to have company with the Watchers. And they befriended 200 of the Watchers, and they showed the Watchers much affection, and they touched their bodies.
Hold up. Go back to that part where it said they beautified their heads and their faces real quick and read that.
The women, well, before that, he told you the women, they was getting the secrets from them. It says, and the women beautified their heads and faces, and they constantly sought to have company with the watchers. And they befriended 200 of them and showed the watchers much affection. And people gonna say it's blasphemy, whatever. And they touched their bodies and clung to them. And they sought to instill lust into their minds with mischievous glances. And they exposed themselves in the presence of the watchers. And they begged them to go in unto them and become their husbands. And it came to pass, when the 200 watchers beheld the beauty of the women, that they were subdued by them. But they told the woman they could not go unto them, and they left. However, they could not resist the fire that burned in their hearts. And Samyaza compelled his associates to make an oath that they would all together do this deed and take these women as wives for themselves.
Okay, so I stand corrected, because these watchers weren't evil angels at first.
At first.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And see, that's what even reading certain documents tell you, because if you ain't even up on this, you would wonder, why did these guys come from you just come down and all of a sudden decide to make a pact, 200 of them, that they're going to go into the women. Then you find out that they were being enticed by the daughters of Cain.
Check this out. Let me read this to back what you just read. This is root.
What? Go ahead.
Before you read that,
Go ahead.
What book was that, Yash?
That's called Eljo, the book of Lamech.
Gotcha. Go ahead, E.
I ordered crazy books.
Okay, now check this out.
I gotta get that one.
This is the Testament of Reuben. It says, "Flee therefore fornication, my children, and command your wives and your daughters that they adorn not their heads and faces to deceive the mind." What did you say them women did?
Exactly that.
Okay, because every woman who uses these wiles had been reserved for eternal punishment. For thus they allured the watchers.
Wow.
Who were before the flood. For as these continually beheld them, they lusted after them, and they conceived the act in their mind. For they changed themselves into the shape of men, and appeared to them when they were with their husbands. And the women, lusting in their minds after their forms, gave birth to Nephilim, for the watchers appeared to them as reaching unto heaven.
That's a clear witness. That's
clear. It like he had this book.
Clear, man.
Like he had this book.
And this is what I like to see, line upon line.
It ain't over yet. Man,
I know.
This might have to be a part 2. I gotta go to work in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I gotta go.
Same here.
But we definitely gonna get it in for sure.
What was the name of it again? One more time, Yash? I'm gonna bring this down.
That was called. Let me see, what is the name of this book? Hey yo, email me and I'll email it to you. I got a copy of it.
I got you.
I don't take everything, but it gave me an understanding. Like when I read the book of Jasher, it gave me a better understanding. In Jubilees, they gave me a better understanding of Genesis. And then when I read this, it gave me a better understanding of the book of Enoch.
Yeah.
The Most High did not leave us in it.
Like I told you, we can find errors in the KJV, but it's about being able to see beyond that stuff, because a lot of that is due to translation and people fondling with our records and purposely leaving stuff out. But let's go back. Fair use.
Let's go to chapter 8 in the same book. Watch this. It says, "And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates." Watch this. "And made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them. Stop. Now we know that one of the angels who came down was called Azazel. Again, this supposedly happened after Genesis 6 when the angel saw the women of earth. It says that Azazel made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working with metal. That's a problem. Watch this. Let's go to the Bible. Genesis chapter 4, verse 19. It says, and Lamech took unto him 2 wives. The name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other Zillah. Verse 20. And Adah bare Jabal. He was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such as have cattle. Verse 21. And his brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all such as handle the harp and organ. Now, notice this is Genesis chapter 4 here. This is 2 chapters before Azazel and the other angels supposedly came down to earth. Watch this. Verse 22, it says, and Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, watch this, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. Now, what is an artificer? Let's look it up in the Blue Letter Bible. Here it is. It's H2794. It's the Hebrew word karash, and it says a metal craftsman. That is a problem for the book of Enoch. Look at Genesis 4 and 22. It says Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. Tubal-Cain was a metal craftsman and an instructor of other metal craftsmen before Azazel supposedly came down to earth. So how did this angel Azazel introduce men to metal and how to work with it when Tubal-Cain was already a master metal craftsman before Azazel and his angel buddies decided to leave heaven? You see that?
Then
That's one example of the book.
That's why, because they taught Tubal-Cain. He was an instructor, but who instructed him? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
See, they try to twist you. You like it's deep. He got instructed. He was an instructor. That way, it doesn't say he was the instructor. There's a difference.
Yep.
But you know what? Talk too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the only way you can become an instructor.
Instructor, yeah.
Right. It's because you had to be instructed. Now, everybody that you instruct is not going to be an instructor, right? It's like everybody, coaches don't become a coach. Some of them become players. Some of them do other things, right? Some of them just take the skills and use them in other areas. But in our respect, when the angels came down, it lets you know that this was at a time when men start to multiply on the earth. But then he's going to continue to make his point because I want to touch on this. Fair use.
Enoch going off. Now, some of you might try to connect Tubal-Cain to Azazel in a desperate attempt to hold on to your book. But Tubal-Cain was born before Azazel supposedly came to earth. So that's not going to work.
Some become bum.
Yeah, because they didn't live a long time. You know what I'm saying? Because men didn't live up until they're damn near thousands back then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's still another point, a simple point that he read right past it, right? But we're going to touch on it. Fair use.
Let's keep a scorecard. The Bible 1, the book of Enoch 0.
All right. So in this video, he's keeping a score. Bible 1, Book of Enoch 0. All right, so let me pull this up real quick. All right. Let's see. Can y'all see that? Yeah. That was Genesis, the 4th chapter. All right. It says, okay. 20. And Adam bare Jabal, he was the father of such as dwell in tents, such as have cattle. And his brother's name is Ubal. He was the father of all such as handle the harp and organ. All right, and I got a record that talk about the children of Cain and how they used to play lewd music during their day.
Book 2, yeah.
It says, and Zillah, she also bare Tubal Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. All right, and the sister of Tubal Cain was named. All right, so now, what was iron and brass being used for during these times, during the time of Cain and during their children? He taught them. So obviously they had children and he was teaching them how to make things and they were using brass, right? So what was the brass being used for?
To bust people in the white meat with and steal their whatever they had.
Well, they had to build, right? They had civilizations. They had to do all that kind of stuff, right? So my question is, what I'm basically asking is, when you look at the context of this, him being an instructor, right? And all these things. And when you go to Enoch in the 6th chapter, it says, and Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields. So who had a sword, a knife, or a shield prior to this time? What did Cain use to kill Abel? Was it a sword? It was a rock. All right. The point I'm making is, when you look at this in context, this is a time when men start to multiply on the earth. And now you have this angel or this watchman. He's teaching men to make swords, knives, shields, and breastplates, right? And he made known to them the metals of the earth, just like in every generation, right? You have technology today that it's evident that this technology has been around forever. But where are the elites learning this technology from?
Exactly.
Right? Technology of old, more advanced technology than what we really see, because they're holding a lot of stuff back because they trying to prepare for something. But in any case, all the secrets and all these different things, where are they learning this stuff from? Right? Who are the people in the industries, right, selling out and selling their souls to be successful and wealthy? That's making sense, Josiah? Is it making sense so far?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Yes,
now
indeed.
was Tubal Cain even alive during this particular time when this went on? Right. Hold on, let me see something. Was he alive? When you get to Genesis, the 6th chapter, was Tubal Cain alive? I'm sure he probably passed on by that time, and now you're looking at his descendants probably doing the same thing, right? And now here they come and they're saying, let's up the tone a little bit, because they were already killing each other. So now let's make it more efficient. Just like in our day and time, let's make it more efficient. Let's make these guns. See, you don't even have to know how to fight with this. You can just put these in, cock it back, and just shoot. You know? So this is showing you an advancement of civilization. Now we're in the time of using swords, knives, and shields, and they're learning this from fallen angel spirits, basically, Azazel, and many other spirits. Let's read some more.
So you're saying it's a process through time?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
He said, now watch this. He said he taught them bracelets and ornaments and the use of autonomy and the beautifying of the eyelids and all kinds of costly stones and all coloring tinctures. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were all led astray and became corrupt in all their ways. Simjaza taught enchantments and root cutting. Armoros the resolving of enchantments. Barakal taught astrology. Kokobil the constellations. Ezekiel the knowledge of the clouds. Arekiel the signs of the earth. I'm struggling with these names. Shamsiel the sign of the sun. And Seriel the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. So now you got these fallen watchers corrupting the earth, revealing secrets, you know, to men, showing them how to do witchcraft and how to alter their looks, the beautifying of the eyelids. He had men doing this stuff too. That's why he said the world became altered.
You know, you had men wearing them long eyelashes like these ladies is today. Wearing them umbrellas.
Hey, that's why, you know what, know what I'm saying? I'm saying Genesis is the lesser version of the story, because it says, Genesis 6:5 says, and God saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of his thought of his heart was only evil continuous. So maybe this is the lesser version we get in Genesis, and this is Enoch is the full version.
And that's what you find out when you start. That's what you find out when you read Jubilees, you read Jasher.
That's what I'm getting.
You find out that Genesis wasn't telling us nothing. Most of the scriptures wasn't telling us nothing.
That's really what we have that was given to the worthy and the unworthy. Mashiach said this. He said, as in the days of Noah, as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Show me in the Bible where it details the days of Noah for us to know how the days of Noah were.
And that was the whole thing. You know?
Where in the Bible does it detail the days of Noah?
All say they were marrying and giving in marriage. Well, every day is the days of Noah, if that's the case. Unless they is something different.
Where does it detail it? What's going on in our time, right? That was going on in the days of Noah, vice versa. What was going on in the days of Noah that's going on during our time? And where can we detail that in the 66 books? He said that was a sign. So a lot of people are not even really aware of what's going on because they don't know the times. So he said he taught them to make swords and knives. So this is an advancement, a moving forward of civilization during that time. Because remember, the world was evil now, you know. So not only did he teach them how to make swords, he taught them during that time about the metals of the earth and how to work them, what to do. I also taught them other things, astrology, enchantments, you know, all other types of sorcery, root cutting.
Roots, yeah, putting the roots on you.
Yeah, you know how they put a root on you? You know, root cutting, the constellations, the knowledge of the clouds, all that. Now, not all of this knowledge is bad knowledge. It's corrupted. They corrupted it. Right? There's nothing wrong with understanding how to understand the stars and the clouds and all of that. The Most High can give you that understanding.
Gave it to the sons of Issachar, as a matter of fact.
But they received this knowledge in a perverted manner. It's like how the Watchers was being tricks for the women of those times. They was being simps. They gave up their position and all their glory just to be with those women and start pillow talking. You want to know how to do this? You want to know how to get somebody to marvel over you and this and that? You want to know how to get control over somebody? You want to know how to manipulate? This how you do it. You want to learn how to entice? This how you entice. See? And these chicks get with dudes and wonder why they be trying to kill you after you get tired of them. It's because you shouldn't have did what you did. Shouldn't have put that blood in his food.
Yeah.
Putting your hair and stuff and doing all this secret stuff to make him not leave. Then when you get tired of him, he ain't gonna leave. He trying to kill you now. Now y'all looking at, oh, that beautiful queen got killed by that monster. Y'all ain't know she put a root on that dude. Like Fred Sanford used to say, gotta stay away from that girl. She gonna put a root on you.
That's an old word too.
She gonna put a root on you. Let's get back, man. Because this is how deep it go, man. People not really paying attention. And because people sound good and oh, I like his spirit and he's just so knowledgeable, y'all just go for it. Y'all eat it up. Sop it right on up. Check this out. He keeping score. We're going to keep one too. Bible 1, Book of Enoch 1. Because that doesn't prove anything. To this day, people are still learning from fallen spirits. Learning things.
That's a fact. Yep.
Fair use.
Let's move on, because it's a lot more. Let's go back to the book of Enoch. So supposedly, after all this happened on the earth, right? The angels Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel tell the Most High what happened down on earth. Watch this. This is the book of Enoch, chapter 10, verse 1. It says, "Then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One spake, and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him," verse 2, "Go to Noah and tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed. And a deluge is about to come upon the whole earth, and will destroy all that is on it. So the Most High sends the angel Uriel to warn Noah about the flood that's coming." Verse 3, it says, "And now instruct him that he may escape and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world. Verse 4. And again, the Lord said to Raphael, watch this, bind Azazel hand and foot and cast him into the darkness. So the Most High tells the angel Raphael to bind the wicked angel Azazel and cast him into darkness. It says, and make an opening in the desert, which is in Judeo, and cast him therein. Now I could deal with that ridiculousness, but I'm just going to get to the point. Let's jump down to verse 8. Now this is supposed to be the Most High talking to the angel Raphael. It says, and the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. Watch this. It says, to him ascribe all sin. So the Most High just told the angel Raphael that the whole earth was corrupted because of the wicked angel Azazel. And then he said that Azazel was responsible for all sin.
Stop it right here. I want y'all to pay attention. All right, number one, know that this is the Most High speaking in this record. So he's denying what the Most High is saying. All right, number one. Number two, notice what it says. Pay attention to how this reads. The whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. So now, is this saying that Azazel started sin or originated sin by saying that the whole earth is corrupted by what he taught?
No. Talk about at that time.
So the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. And then it says, to him ascribe all sin. Right? Did it say that he's responsible for all sin? Or did it say to him ascribe all sin? What does it mean to ascribe something to somebody?
You put it on him. It's on him.
Yep.
Just like all sin was ascribed to Mashiach, right? All our sin was placed on him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Azazel, I want you to pay close attention because Azazel represents something that he's going to actually bring out, right? When you ascribe something to somebody, you're assigning it to them. It's like, okay, he was the leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
On a job, everybody who works know that the manager is responsible for everything that goes on. So if you're a person on your job and you don't do what you're supposed to do, that's going to fall back on the manager and it's going to be ascribed to him. It's going to fall on him, right? And you may suffer consequence. You may get fired or whatever, but the leaders and the heads of that organization is going to ascribe that to him. Unless it's something that you do outside of the natural order of what you need to be doing. Right? Ascribe to him all sin because he was the leader. And if you look at the things he taught, yeah, it corrupted the whole earth during that time when men started to multiply on the face of the earth. He corrupted the earth. He taught them how to make swords. What do you do with a sword? Well, pick your teeth. Cut your toenails. Like, what do you do with a sword? Cut your hair like what? You know? Even if you don't know what to do with it, you're going to figure it out. Let somebody piss you off. Let somebody piss you off because they weren't using swords before that. They using rocks. Shit, a sword probably did some justice. I don't know. Some
I
people
think
say
you don't have to teach men. I think you don't have to teach men evil. Just give them the damn tools.
and they'll create it, right?
Yeah.
They'll come up with it. So everybody in here got kids, and your kid done pissed you off, and you want to pick up the first thing you see. That becomes your your belt. At least that's how we grew up, you know. But to him, ascribe all sin, meaning all this corruption that's going on in the earth, ascribe it to him. And this is going to be for a purpose. Although Adam was the first to sin, right? He didn't sin after the magnitude that we're sinning now. What he did open up the door for sin. His sin against the Most High opened up the door for sin to magnify over time in the nature of all his descendants. The whole earth has been corrupted.
That is another major problem for the book of Enoch. Why? Remember, this all happened during Genesis chapter 6. So how can all sin be blamed on Azazel when the Bible teaches that all sin is the result of what happened in the garden with Adam and Eve? The situation in the garden took place back in Genesis chapter 3. But according to the book of Enoch, Azazel and his angel buddies wasn't even down here yet. This is a horrible mistake. Let's go to the Bible, Romans chapter 5, verse 12. It says, "Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world." Not because of Azazel, it says by one man. Who is that man? It's Adam. Watch this. It says, "And death by sin." Here it is. "And so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned." So according to the Bible, sin is the result of what happened in the garden. Eve sinned when she disobeyed the Most High. Then Adam followed behind her, and the result was that sin passed on to all men. This happened 3 chapters before Azazel supposedly came down to earth. So how is Azazel responsible for all sin? He's not.
Well, once again, all sin was ascribed to him. All right, so I guess you can say he's been made responsible, all right, to a degree. But once again, it's a reason for that. Fair use.
The book of Enoch is phony. It's not real. Before I keep going, let me explain why the book of Enoch was written in the first place. See, the Bible doesn't go into details about everything that happened, but people want to know everything that happened. So the book of Enoch was written in an attempt to fill in the blanks of the Bible. However, the Bible was written through the Spirit of the Most High, but the book of Enoch wasn't. So it fails horribly at what it's trying to do. Now, it might sound good to those who don't diligently seek it out, but when you put it to the test, it fails miserably. Again, people accept the book of Enoch because they want to know what the Most High didn't tell us. But that type of curiosity can cause you to develop itching ears. Let's go to 2 Timothy 4:3. Here it is. It says, "For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine." See, a lot of people are not satisfied with the truth of the Bible. They want more information. It says, "But after their own lusts, a desire to know more than what the Most High revealed," it says, "shall they heap to themselves teachers," watch this, "having itching ears." See, a lot of Israelites have itching ears.
Would you would you consider it a lust to want to know more about Enoch? If you read the book of Genesis and you see that it only mentions a short, not even a whole chapter. There's no book in the Bible where you can read a whole chapter about Enoch. So that's, you would consider that a lust to say, man, why if this man walked with the Most High and was taken, why don't we have more information? Maybe because maybe because he only lived 300 years, only 300 years, right? That's a lot of time compared to us. He only lived 300 years and don't have no history. You consider that a lust? Go ahead, brother Yash.
I just want to laugh, but man. Oh, let me stop trying to look at something. Listen, it's okay to lust after the things of the Most High. Okay, when he's talking about lusting, he's talking about lusting after somebody's, lusting after it's the lust of the flesh.
The
and
money.
He's talking about lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, pride of life, lusting under of the things that don't belong unto you. But the Most High has given us these words. You know what I mean? Okay. True. He treated us as an enemy when he punished us, but he still loved us as his sons. And like it says, he says he would give, the worthy, you get a certain amount of books. Yeah. But the unworthy, the worthy, you get all the books. But the unworthy, you only get what I got. You only get what you can handle, basically. And that's all this man can handle. Yeah, he said, my word was unto them as precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Now, had not this Bible been these books that they had decided to get together from different prophets and put them all in one book, we'd have many different books. You have 66 different books. I'm looking for all 204.
I'm telling you, we got them.
Yeah, he gave them to us. I'm looking for them.
We got them. I'm trying to tell you. If he said, your seed should be as the sands of the sea, that tells me that the level that our history go to is unthinkable. But where you at, Josiah?
I'm thinking about what you said earlier. I'm starting to get ignored now. Because I see what he's doing. And I wish I would have seen this, but I was driving. But now that I'm sitting down and taking my time with it, I see what he's doing.
Job 38:1-2, I put them up there already in the chat. Said, then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is this that darkeneth counsel by words and without knowledge? We got to watch. We got to watch, man. And see, we got too many people. You talk, you act like you fear the Most High, but you have no fear nor respect for his word. You're going to stand up there with your chest puffed out and talk about a man who literally walked hand in hand with them?
Reading his record where the Most High is speaking and saying that's a lie.
Yeah. Right. And and make it so bad. He called you out before he called you out before the flood. people like you, he called you out and said, yeah, I know there's dudes, people gonna be out there lying on my word, saying this is that, you know, and they're gonna even touch it. But if they don't and they just read them, they're gonna be good. He said, I know this is gonna happen.
Yeah. Look, I ain't even calling y'all non-believers no more. Y'all haters.
Yeah, you haters. Hating on the scriptures.
Y'all some haters. You in the chat, you a hater.
Leaning on your own understanding. You know what I'm saying? Listen, everyone in the chat. Every time you have a question and you say, what's leaning on your own understanding? Go back and play this scripture and listen to this dude talking. He's the prime example of someone who's leaning on his own understanding. I said it.
A hater. This don't even make no sense, man, how a lot of our people are such haters. You know? Haters on your own brothers.
Yeah. Hater on your ancestor. You was of the loins of a righteous man as him. Well, maybe you wasn't. But you know what I mean? He said we ain't going to be able to tell the seeds from the tares, the wheat from the tares.
Man, let's let them let it out. Fair use.
They want to hear about the other stuff that the Bible didn't say. So they find themselves a teacher that will tickle their ears with the book of Enoch and other books out there too that's way off. Then when someone shows them that a lot of those books are off based on what the Bible says, what do? Verse 4, it says, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth. Watch.
And by the way, before I continue, I know a lot of our people who, you know, in this truth, know we Israel, who don't believe in the book of Enoch. I know y'all got y'all information from this. I know this is where y'all got y'all information from. We're not going to play like we don't know.
Calling them out, E.
Everybody fronting like the Holy Spirit revealed to them the book of Enoch ain't true. Stop lying.
Oh, don't do that either, man. You remember Ananias and Sapphira?
Stop lying. Admit that you sat up under somebody and learned. Admit that you came across some information that challenged your belief from somebody and acknowledge that.
Admit that you're scared.
Stop playing.
You're scared of learning. You ain't scared of learning from evil either. You pay money to learn ignorance. But the word which is given to us freely, you run away from.
Man, fair use.
Watch this. And shall be turned unto fables. And that's why a lot of people love the book of Enoch, because it's full of fables. And people love fairy tales, but they don't want the simple truth. See, they want to be entertained. Let me show you something. The book of Enoch talks about this wicked angel Azazel that supposedly caused all these problems. But Azazel is not even a real angel. The Bible tells us who Azazel is. Watch this. This is Leviticus.
Yeah, watch this. Watch how dumb this is. All right. Just pay attention. Watch this.
Leviticus chapter 16, verse 6. It says, and Aaron shall offer his bullock of the sin offering, which is for himself, and make an atonement for himself and for his house. Verse 7. And he shall take the 2 goats and present them before Yahweh at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Verse 8. And Aaron shall cast lots upon the 2 goats, 1 lot for Yahweh, and the other lot for the scapegoat. So Aaron had to cast lots upon 2 goats. 1 goat was going to be used as an offering to the Most High, and the other goat was going to be the scapegoat. Let's look up this word scapegoat in the Blue Letter Bible. Here it is. It's H5799. And look at what it says. Azazel. You see that?
Stop it right there. Right there. That scripture itself should have told them.
Exactly.
In Leviticus, the sins was being laid on Azazel.
Exactly.
Azazel don't mean scapegoat. Okay? Azazel means Azazel. They just put that word in there. Azazel does not mean scapegoat.
Now, wasn't the precedent for the scapegoat being set when he said, attribute all sin to Azazel?
Exactly. So
in Enoch's day.
And so this is a common example of having your conscience seared with an hot iron, where you read something, but you are so heavily invested in your unbelief or in your point of view that when you go back and find it in the word and you look it up and say, oh, that's not no scapegoat. That means Azazel. Wait, the book of Enoch did say they laid all the sins on the Azazel, and here we are laying all our sins on the same Azazel, and no light bulb go off on your head. Your conscience is seared.
So, is a scapegoat like a pedigree of a goat, like a, you know what I mean?
See, because see what it is. Yeah, right. See, because this is it. That's funny. But see, because this. Okay, why you make me laugh, man? Because see what he's doing.
Hold on, wait a minute. Like he's like, I gotta. You know how people say I got a red nose pit, you know. It's like I got these goats over here. This is fake. I mean,
yo, no light bulb went in his head. At that moment, I would have got up and walked out of his congregation. I would just walked out, man.
It's like, what kind of goat is that, man?
I know, just because you got this fancy name, you know what I mean? Like, don't mean you spiritual. You know?
Look at the hair on the chin. That's how you know these goats, these scapegoats right here. Them African goats. The Billy goats.
Yeah, right. I mean, no light bulb went off on his head. I'd be like, wait, this dude, man. Ooh, boy, his conscience is seared. He's stuck in that.
So the scapegoat was simply, under the law, a representation of what the sins or the sins of Israel was attributed to. Every year they had the scapegoat.
But see, this the thing.
And you know what? That makes hella sense.
Right, but this...
I'm just listening to y'all. That makes hella sense.
But this is the thing. And it says he'll be driven in the wilderness by the hands of a fit man.
Mm.
You know, you know what I mean? But anyway, but here's the thing. They deliberately put scapegoat in there. This how wicked evil is. They changed Azazel to scapegoat because to them, a scapegoat is blaming an innocent person for something that you did. Yep. Or framing someone. Yep. That's, in other words, they put that in there. They changed the meaning of scapegoat to say the devil was framed. I'm just telling you.
It's like, nah, all sin is ascribed to you. Whenever...
Right. So he and that's where he's getting caught up on. He's getting caught up on when he look at the translation and see Azazel. He's thinking Azazel means a scapegoat, means somebody was framed. When no, scapegoat is just a word they threw in there, but the actual word was Azazel, and they don't have no meaning for the translation of his name. I think I got a book with the meaning with the translation of his name. I'm gonna find it while y'all continue on.
How you feel, Josiah? It's all about you, bro.
Lovely.
It's all about you,
Lovely.
bro. I tell you, when I done heard a lot of people say, man, I doubt Enoch and all that, but you know, when we talk, I felt compelled to address it. But just know that you're not in doubt, right? You just came across some information that challenged you, and after this, you're gonna grow. Your knowledge gonna grow. Your understanding gonna grow. That's what's gonna happen. Your confidence and even what you may not fully understand in the Most High is gonna grow. Because that's how I am. Even if I don't know something right away, the Most High is right off top. I believe him off top. You know, and that probably sound like cliche, but we showing you, you know, how people do and how people interpret things to push what they want you to believe. Fair use. We understand who the scapegoat is, and we saw the precedent being set in the book of Enoch. He said Azazel is not an angel. He's not a real angel. He said he's a goat.
Yeah, right. But who's the goat? Who's Baphomet?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
Is he a Billy? He's a Billy goat, maybe. I don't know. Billy Goat Gruff.
He's a Dodge Ram truck. That's what he is.
Watch what he say though.
Fair use.
So Azazel is a goat. Now, what was the point of this goat? Let's go back to Leviticus chapter 16 and pick it up at verse 9. It says, "And Aaron shall bring the goat upon which Yahweh's lot fell and offer him for a sin offering." Watch this, verse 10. "But the goat on which the lot fell to be the scapegoat, Azazel," it says, "shall be presented alive before Yahweh to make an atonement with him." Watch this. "And to let him go for a scapegoat into the wilderness." So the goat Azazel was sent out into the wilderness. Watch this. Let's go down to verse 21. It says, "And Aaron shall lay both his hands upon the head of the live goat, Azazel, and confess over him all the iniquities of the children of Israel, and all their transgressions and all their sins, putting them upon the head of the goat, and shall send him away by the hand of a fit man into the wilderness." Verse 22. "And the goat shall bear upon him all their iniquities unto a land not inhabited, and he shall let go the goat in the wilderness." So this goat Azazel was used symbolically to carry away the sins of Israel into the wilderness. There's your Azazel right there.
So I guess
Go ahead.
Was Azazel the goat's name?
Yeah, right.
Did the other goat have a name? What was the
And
other
yo, you just looked up the translation for scapegoat, but you didn't look up the translation for goat.
Read
right
Rainbow.
Leviticus.
I was just gonna say
16.
something about that.
He was.
Read Rainbow.
No, up next.
Look, you know, it's just a picture of when he took Raphael and he drove him out. Raphael was the fit man, the angel, and he drove him in the outer darkness. Where he said he sent him, wherever he sent him, I can't remember.
Azazel.
Yeah.
He said Azazel is the goat.
The goat,
You know.
the translation for the goat is sprinkle it with the blood. Hold on, let me get to the goat.
How do you say goat in Hebrew?
Sair.
That's how you say it.
Yeah, or Sair, like a Shaggy, a he-goat.
Okay.
Oh, it's the same thing as, actually, it's the same thing as the satire or the satyr, but they took the T out, the T sound out. Because it's the same thing for satire.
So it's not Azazel?
No, it's not.
Is it anywhere in the definition? As you know?
Nowhere near. Hold up.
I don't know, you know, might be.
And that goat is the same thing. Shaggy. He goat, Sair, and you'll find the same definition when you look up satire.
So what are we talking
These
about?
satires dwell there.
What are we talking
devil.
about?
And it means devil. But the devil on which the lot fell to be the Azazel or scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Most High to make an atonement, or in other words, it says this atonement, we know we're not talking about the atonement for the sins though. It's to figuratively to expiate or condone, to placate or to cancel, appease, make an atonement, cleanse, disannul, be merciful, pacify, pardon, to pitch, to purge away, to put off, or to make reconciliation. You know, so all it was this goat was the one, the sins was going to be laid on him. It was, the sins is on you, and the other goat, the clean goat, was being, and he didn't say one dirty or clean, but the other one, because it was lots, the other one was going to be the satisfaction, you know, or the acceptable offering. This one got driven in the wilderness as if he wanted to get all spiritual now. That was because that was an unacceptable offering.
Look at this. He said that's the way I was taught until I read the Apocrypha for myself. Now I use the Apocrypha. I can't say anything about the book of Enoch because I haven't read it, but I will fit in some time to read it.
You must.
And the thing about it, Brother Yohanan, it's a lot of people who haven't read it, but they came across this video first.
They've been spoiled.
It's a lot of people who not honest like you, right? They won't say they haven't read it, but when you challenge them on it, they'll say they have read it when really they came across this video.
You know what? I remember when I was in the church, our pastor, he was coming, and I was leadership. So we'd be in our minister meetings, and he was coming against and warning everybody not to read these books. Me and the other brother, Reverend Rodney, we used to always be lighting it up in there. We said, man, we read these books. Ain't nobody gonna tell us what to read and not read. They was like, well, these Reverend, now these books can hurt your faith. Hey, I said, man, my faith is strong enough that I can read anything. I said, our faith should be strong enough that we should be able to read anything and it not tarnish it. I said, all these other books, read. And it's funny because me and Reverend Rodney both came into the truth around the same time. Both of us. And I was wondering, what is, you know, I was like, why me and him was different? He came to me one day. I said, oh, I was shocked. I was surprised. I was like, what? And I shouldn't have been. I said, no wonder me and you, we was on those other books. And it opened up our eyes to the truth.
Fair use. Let's get some more of this scapegoat.
This has nothing to do with an angel. Azazel is a goat. The Bible 2, the book of Enoch 0. Let's go back to the book of Enoch. Remember, this group of angels supposedly came down on earth and slept with these women. Let's see what happened to the women that had sex with these fallen angels, according to the book of Enoch. This is the book of Enoch, chapter 19, verse 2. It says, "And the women also of the angels who went astray," watch this, "shall become sirens." See, this is just crazy. According to the book of Enoch, the women who supposedly slept with the angels were turned into sirens. Let's see what a siren is. This is dictionary.com. The word is siren. It says, classical mythology. Notice it says mythology, meaning it's not real. It's a myth. It says, one of several sea nymphs, part woman and part bird, who lure mariners to destruction by their seductive singing. Really? This is what the book of Enoch teaches? Let's go to Wikipedia. This is Wikipedia. This is siren. It says, in Greek mythology, there it is again, it says, the sirens were beautiful yet dangerous creatures who lured nearby sailors with their enchanting music and voices to shipwreck on the rocky coast of their island. Let's click on this image so we can see how a siren looks. This is your book of Enoch right here. This is what you believe in. Let's look at some more images. This is what happened to the women that slept with angels according to the book of Enoch. You see this? If you believe this is true, then I don't even know what I could say to you. Listen, don't let nobody convince you into believing this madness. This is fairy tale, Sunday morning cartoon make-believe. There are no half bird, half women creatures out in the ocean somewhere singing songs. That's ridiculous.
He must have been out in the middle of the ocean some damn where. But what y'all think, man, about this so far, what he's saying? I know a lot of people got caught up on this.
Yeah.
A white devil woman? No, it can't be true.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
What you think, Josiah?
It's interesting. It's interesting. But they said behind every myth is some truth behind it.
Let's look up real quick. Let's do this.
Hey, and while you do that, I used to watch that show called Mermaids. And it showed the picture of them. I think they was Russians or Swedish or some foreign people, and they caught one in the net.
Yeah.
On the submarine or whatever they was on.
Yeah.
Only thing that was hilarious. But like I say, that's what they talk about with the marine spirits and all that. The book of Jasher said the guys who went up to the on the second level, he turned them he turned them into apes and elephants.
Yeah.
Look in the elephant's eyes.
Then he turned.
You know what I mean?
Didn't he have Nebuchadnezzar with a? Didn't he transform him?
He turned. Yeah. No. That can't be true. Then you expect me to believe that he turned him into a bird man with eagle claws and a beast for 7 years? Come on, man. I believe this, but I don't believe that.
Let's look up this word
right.
myth. The word myth, right? And we're gonna acknowledge the full meaning of it. The first meaning a traditional story, especially one concerning the early history of a people, or explaining some natural or social phenomenon, and typically involving supernatural beings or events.
Drop that mic right there.
Now, the second meaning, a widely held but false belief or idea. But this isn't
No. Stop
expressing
right there.
personally.
Hold up for 1 second. Okay, I'll give you even a better one. The story of the Khazars, when their kingdom, their whole kingdom converted to Judaism. You know, but now today, in the beginning, it was the first one, the traditional story of them. But today, it's the second one, a widely held but false belief or tale. But we know the first one to be true. See, they like to change meanings to hide their history.
Right. It's like over time, the flood, the event during the flood of Noah's day became a myth over time. Right? Because I'm going to show you something simple when it comes to the flood story. Whenever people think of the flood story, who come to mind when you think of the flood story? Noah, right? And him building the ark, right? Never mind the details, that even the nuance in that, in him, and it's saying that he built the ark, right? Noah had 2 grown-ass sons. They didn't help him. Right? But in mentioning that, you had 8 people on that ark. And after the ark, it said that all his sons, right, they had sons and daughters, so forth and so on. It's from them that the earth was multiplied. So what do you think they did when it came to that flood story? You don't think it passed down? You don't think they told their children? You don't think Shem, Ham, and Japheth told their children? You don't think their wives told their children? They had the ark there the whole time. After everything went down, they still had the evidence there. And over time, you know what happens over time. Stuff starts to get petrified. Years go by, many years go by. Now every civilization got a flood story.
Yep.
Why is that? Not every civilization don't got no Chinese dragon story.
You know what? I told my brother the other day, when the events happen, was making the truth. Did it happen or did it not happen? Did the flood happen or did it not happen? No matter if you told it this way or that way, did it happen or not?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And not only that, if you can't believe, you don't want to see, you can't pick and choose what you're going to believe and what you're not going to believe. That sounds far-fetched. But splitting the Red Sea don't sound far-fetched. Let fire come down heaven and devour you don't sound far-fetched.
Making the sun go back.
Making the sun go backwards, that don't sound far-fetched.
How about a serpent talking to a woman?
Right. How about a donkey talking to a man? That don't sound far-fetched.
He trying to, basically, the Most High left inklings and evidence and everything that can be connected to show you ain't nothing new under the sun, like he said.
The serpent coming up talking to the woman, that don't sound far-fetched. See, you cannot pick and choose what you want to believe. You can't believe the absurd and then call the truth absurd at the same time. You know, you just can't.
We just gonna do this real quick. Fair use. Really, I'm not gonna even show the video to this. I'm just gonna play the audio.
I wanted to see the video. Did he have a picture of the merman?
Nah.
But they have them They find them in Africa. You get stories of them. I used to hear stories of them when I was little from my Haitian friends.
Africa, right?
Africa. They tell you about them in Haiti. They tell you about them too.
Check this out. It's funny you mentioned Africa. Fair use. This is a comedian. His name is Tony Woods, right? And some of y'all might say, well, see, I wouldn't take him serious. He a comedian, right? But what he's about to do is he's basically about to, well, I'll show it. Let me see. He's about to talk about a vacation that he went on and what he saw when he was on vacation in Seychelles, Africa. Fair use. Let me do this. Fair use for this video. All right. I don't own the rights to this. Fair use.
Like everything I see on the Joe Rogan podcast, people don't believe me.
Oh,
so that's why because somebody told me not to mention mermaids.
Don't mention mermaids?
I saw a mermaid.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
In Seychelles, Africa.
You saw an actual mermaid?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a swimming person.
Really?
Yeah. And
how long ago was this?
I don't know. That's Will Sylvans. It was
You think there's like a small population of mermaids that are out there?
But anyway, me and this little French boy, and they said don't swim in the lagoon after dark. Everybody's up at the bar, and so everybody's gonna go down. Everybody's kind of racing now. So me and him go down. Me and him get in the water. From a distance, you see something coming like a fucking missile, but it's going fast, and we both kind of stop. And then it turns and it jumps out of the water. And it's maybe at least 10, 12 feet long, man. And it do like this, and it look at both of us and go, whoo. The water was only about this deep. Didn't make a splash or nothing. And then me and him turn the fuck around. We running, and everybody's coming down there laughing, got their drinks in their hand. We're like, no, fuck that. And the little boy in French, and his mom is apologizing to me, saying he has a very vivid imagination. He said, no, bitch, listen. We saw a fish man, and it wasn't like a mermaid. Didn't look feminine at all.
Like a man.
A fucking man. A fucking dude who said, get the fuck out the pool. Basically, he was like, do you know Aquaman? Yeah.
So did it look like
go, hey, get out the water.
Did it look like a fish person or look like a human being?
Came out.
Did it have scales?
It was kind of dark.
Dark like a dolphin?
No, but he had the back of him was fish. The back of him was fish. His head was humanoid. Eyes about so big.
All right, that's all I'm gonna play. I don't want them to flag this. I know how they.
That was deep, though.
I know how they like to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might, not believe that, but then I'm just gonna play that because it's a lot of other different things out there.
Yeah, brother man ain't bad. Not Bigfoot, Sasquatch. I'll be watching that all the time. People seeing Bigfoot. And what's his name? Killed one.
Who?
Anna.
Killed the Bigfoot.
And remember, it's in the book of Jasher. It said, he called it they called it a yam. Some people call it the Dutchy pie. Okay, you got the Egyptian statues of that man with the horse face or the dog face man with the tail that come down between his shoulders. He killed one of them in the book of Yeshar.
Okay.
No. Zepho killed one. Anna seen it, and he was like petrified, and it took his horses, and it rolled off and smacked him in the face with his tail. Zepho killed one.
What you think, Josiah?
Hey, I'm just listening, bro. I'm getting more joining and watching TV, man.
Yeah, he killed like Humble say, one of them creatures.
Mm-hmm. So they out there.
But you know what?
Oh,
None of
I
this stuff
okay.
is far
You don't
fetched,
do
man.
that. No.
Man,
I'm not surprised by none of this stuff.
man, there's some
Cause I
stuff
remember when I
out
was a
there.
kid, I remember I was in the woods, and I remember this, man. It was like this. Ain't no kangaroos in the city, but I was in the woods, and I seen this big thing jump so high in the sky. I didn't even have time to see what it was, but I don't know no animal that jumped so high in the sky like that, though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So there
yeah,
are creatures out there that will make you think aliens. You know what I'm saying? Make you say all kind of shit.
Yo, I heard one night I was out there working in the woods, and I heard some like screaming like some crazy stuff. It was pitch black at night, and I heard trees snapping. And I remember I started to walk towards it. I said, man, what's wrong with me? Am I crazy? I jumped in that truck and got up on out of there. I said, what am I? One of them stupid white people? Man, what's wrong with me? I jumped in that car and got up out of
What
it. I heard it snapping trees.
What about the things we just heard about the what was that, Miami Mall?
Yeah.
yeah.
Those tall things. They had all the
Yep.
police officers out there.
Mm,
What was
hundreds
that?
of them. Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of stuff in that water, man. Like you don't know what's in them waters, man.
Shoot,
You
there's a lot
don't.
of stuff on the land.
Definitely.
Let alone, yeah. I mean, you talking about the oceans, man. You know, the Most High say He got things under the ocean you ain't seen yet. That's why I think this is what I think is happening. I think these people are spending a lot of money and they going and exploring and doing all these things, and a lot of people are coming up missing. They encountering some things.
Yeah.
Calling something a triangle or something. What's that shit called? Start with a
Bermuda
B.
Triangle. Bermuda Triangle.
Call it, coming up with names and shit.
Man, you can look up. I seen this one video where these guys they went on a diving mission near Cuba somewhere, and as they was underwater, they went around this. They said it was like this big rock looking structure underwater, and they went around it. And when they went around it, they turned around, and he said it was 3 like frog man looking creatures, looked like they had on frog suits. And each one of them was like 10 or 12 feet tall.
So they must have got out of the Euphrates already.
Nah, he said they tried to capture one, and when they captured it, he said they tried to capture it, and as they tried to capture it, it was like a sudden explosion. It's like he said, imagine being in a swimming pool and you just splashing and pushing your arms down inside the water as hard as you can. He said it was like an effect like that, like a big boom explode. And he said the next thing you know, they was out of the water, and some of them died. Like 5 of them died. He said. Then they talk about the giants in Iraq and all that. How they killed a couple of giants in the cave in Iraq, shooting at it, and he was like, man, this thing was so agile and quick. You know what I'm saying? It's like regular weapons can't even kill him. He ended up killing some of them, like 2 or 3 of them, but they ended up shooting it, you know.
Yeah, the Kandahar giant of Afghanistan.
You know, it's like, come on, man. I mean,
yeah, they out there.
You don't know what's in that water. I ain't trying to find out.
Yeah, I seen like they had the lost tapes, and I seen what they would call a plesiosaur. I would probably call it a behemoth. I mean, Leviathan, but it was a plesiosaur, and you seen it in that water, and it tipped over their boat, and it dragged that lady away. It dragged her away.
I'm telling you.
There's stuff out there.
It's stuff out there that if you see, you probably pass out. Like, man, what is that? That's why I marvel at people who act like they can hear from the Most High they self. Like, I ain't saying it can't happen, but if you hearing from the Most High, then your doctrine and everything need to line up with what you say you hearing. Because you might be hearing something else.
That's it. It's a try every spirit. And it says there's many voices that went out into this world. So come on now.
You know,
mess around one day, you hear people saying they heard the Lord and they went out there and shot everybody up in the daggone mall. But then again, maybe they did. But maybe they did. They shot it. But it is judgment time. But,
man, let's get a little
Imagine
more.
what's in the heavens.
In the heavens. Oh, he already told
imagine
you.
What's in the heavens.
Them cherubims in the heavens, 6 wings and 4 faces.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, we're gonna have some Star Trek looking things, creatures. They're gonna be daggone angels.
Just think about all the different types of birds that you never seen before, different species of animals that we know of that you never seen. You know, it's certain types of pig species you ain't never seen, lions and all kind of stuff. You'd be like, man, what is that? I ain't never seen a lion like that. You know, all kind of stuff.
A lion and a tiger mixed together and shit.
Well, they did that.
Yeah,
they did. They did that already.
Called it a liger. That thing was like big as a horse.
Man, the Most High say he got a creature under the water that you couldn't even penetrate his scales with steel. So once again, imagine like they talking about going to Antarctica and stuff. That's why I say black folks ain't got the luxury of living like that and doing that kind of stuff. That's how you know you don't have a care in this world. When you can worry about going under the water and, you know, let's go out of space.
Yeah, let's explore. Yeah, let's do all this stuff.
And out of space ain't nothing but in the water.
Yeah.
That's the waters above the waters. Above the firmament.
Yeah.
They had a mermaid massacre, I think, in the 1700s. And that's why they say it's a certain place where ships come up missing every time they go there. Because they say that was a spot where they had a mermaid massacre. They killed like over a couple of hundred of them, I think. But, you know, history is what they want you to know. Let's get a little bit more because it's going to have to be a part 2 for use.
When you do the research, you find out that sirens eventually became mermaids. Now, do you really believe this? Because this is what the book of Enoch says happened. This is ridiculous. The Bible 3, the book of Enoch 0. All right, there's more. Let's go to the book of Enoch, chapter 21, verse 1. Now, at this point, Enoch had a vision. And in the vision, he was taken to some type of place like another realm. It wasn't heaven, it was somewhere else. Watch this. This is the book of Enoch, chapter 21, verse 1. It says, "And I proceeded to where things were chaotic, and I saw there something horrible." Watch this. "I saw neither a heaven above, nor a firmly founded earth, but a place chaotic and horrible." So I just wanted you to see what type of place Enoch was supposedly in. Now, let's see what he saw in this place. Let's go to chapter 22, verse 5. Now, this is Enoch talking. It says, "I saw the spirits of the children of men who were dead, and their voice went forth to heaven and made suit." So Enoch is in this mysterious place, and he sees the spirits of men that had died, and their voices were crying out to heaven. Watch this, verse 6. Then I asked Raphael the angel who was with me, and I said unto him, this spirit, who is it, whose voice goeth forth and maketh suit? So Enoch focuses on this one particular spirit, and he asked the angel Raphael who it was. Watch this, verse 7. It says, and he answered me saying, this is the spirit which went forth from Abel, whom his brother Cain slew, and he makes his suit against him till his seed is destroyed from the face of the earth, and his seed is annihilated from amongst the seed of men. Now, this is another problem for the book of Enoch. First of all, Enoch is in this mysterious place, and he sees all the spirits of men who had died. And then on top of that, he specifically sees Abel's spirit. That's a lie. Watch this. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 3:20 in the Bible. Here it is. It says, all go unto one place. All are of dust, and all turn to dust again. So here we see the Bible saying that everyone's physical body goes back to the earth or the dust when we die. Now, let's see where the spirit goes when we die. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. It says, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was. Again, that's the body. Watch this. And the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it. So according to the Bible, when anybody dies, their spirit returns back to the Most High in heaven. So how?
I think you covered it, Brother Yash. But then if you read in Josephus, where it talks about Hades, he talks about a place that looked gloomy and incomplete. And all of the souls who suffered in this life and was persecuted for righteousness' sake and murdered, they all went to Abraham's bosoms. And the souls of the righteous who all died before Mashiach's time, they all went to Abraham's bosom. And so when it says the soul goes back to the Most High who makes it, right? That's just giving you a general understanding that when a person dies, their body goes back to the earth and their soul now, or their spirit, goes back to the one who is subject to. Now, whether you were righteous or wicked, that determines where he places that person's spirit. Right. And we know that Abraham's bosom was divided into two sections, pretty much like a holding spot for those who entered into paradise on one side, and then the other side was for those who were tormented until the time of the great judgment. So when it's telling you that the spirit returns to God who gave it, that's simply telling you that your spirit is subject to the Most High. All spirits are, right? Of all men, no matter what nationality you are, ethnicity you are, right? But not all spirits will be saved. Not all spirits will be justified. But all spirits return to the Most High and have to stand before the judgment of the Most High, right? And endure the sentencing of the Most High. That makes sense, bro?
Yeah, well, listen, this makes sense. Revelations, when he saw them souls that was under the altar, it said, and they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they can cry out, but Abel can't? Who is he?
Yeah.
There's a scripture I'm looking for when it says, as soon as we died, Then the judgment.
Yeah. But then I put the one up about Lazarus.
Yeah.
He looked up into heaven. The
He said
rich
the
man.
dude treats like Pastor
Send
Kelly.
Lazarus to just come and drop a water on my tongue. No, stay there and dry. Well, let him go talk to my
Remember what you
family.
said,
Damn
E?
it, your family. If they ain't believing the law and prophets, shoot, they ain't gonna believe in him. Should a man come back from the dead?
Right.
People don't want to believe when we tell how Messiah came back.
Say these niggas didn't believe when I split the Red Sea in front of
That's
them.
right. They couldn't believe. I had a daggone cloud on them over them by day. At nighttime, they sleeping. I gave them a nice little night light and some warmth with this fire, and they still ain't believe it was me.
How many people came back from the dead and they still didn't believe?
Exactly.
What you say, Josiah, about this? You say, Pat, yeah. Now y'all see what I was
somewhere,
hitting
ain't
at, when I was hitting that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
I gotta see the
hey,
way.
And it's funny you mentioned that, because when I told y'all a lot of people got what they think they know from this dude, he's one of them.
He's one of them. Yeah.
He's one of them.
Hey.
No offense.
You right on the money with that one.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm
guess
telling you what I know.
I guess understanding, is something to lean on. I don't know. Your own understanding must be. It's rough, man.
Yeah. After he told us not to do that, though.
We seen that when we was dealing with the Sabbath day.
Mm-hmm. Shoot.
You know, that wasn't to discourage nobody. It was to put things in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, if you're a teacher, a moray, then you should be open for questioning.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not,
that's
then
the thing. They use it to be above reproach. Touch not thine anointed. You ain't Moses. Sit down somewhere. You ain't talk to nobody face to face. Sit down.
So Abraham's bosom,
no harm.
Yeah, when it say all souls return, if you read about Abraham's bosom and Josephus, it tell you that it's a region beneath the earth. Abraham's bosom. That is beneath the earth. That's why when all the patriarchs went up to paradise and saw Enoch and Elijah, the first thing they said was, who are these who have not been dead in hell with us and are yet in their body? They were in hell. All right. Hell simply means death, the grave, and Sheol.
Sheol, yep.
Sheol is divided. This is what I'm trying to explain. And they were in Sheol in Abraham's bosom. But when they went to paradise, they saw Enoch and Elijah. And they said, who are these who have not yet been dead and in hell with us? All the righteous patriarchs and forefathers, that's what they said. Fair use.
How did Enoch see the spirits of people that died in Abel's spirit in some mysterious, chaotic realm? He didn't see that. The book of Enoch is phony. See, the Bible doesn't make mistakes like this, but a book that is not written through the spirit of the Most High does. The Bible 4, the book of Enoch 0.
We'll end it right here. Pick up part 2 tomorrow. What you think, Josiah? He say the Bible 4, the book of Enoch 4. What's your scorecard looking like? What you got on your scorecard?
4-4.
4-4. That's what I say. Neither one get a 0.
No,
because the Bible and the book of Enoch connect. They're one. It's one record. It's one record. All right. What's
one record,
scorecard?
many books.
What's your scorecard, brother Yash?
Same thing. It's even because it's one record, many books. When you're talking about the Bible, you're talking about the book of Enoch. And you're talking about all these other books that have been left out. Just because the heathens went up there and put together a group and said, this is where you can go and know Father, they gave you the slave Bible.
You asked
and
me.
You can't tell me what I can learn and what I can't. Yeah.
And we never called it the Bible.
No. We called them the scrolls.
The Bible was a collection.
Or the writings.
The Bible is a collection of books that they collected together.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all keep it real with me in the chat. What's the scorecard looking like? Post me something in the chat. This part 1. We're going to pick up part 2, most high willing, tomorrow. Give me a scorecard. After what we dealt with so far, each one of the points that he brought out. All right. We're going point for point. And we showing you that people not as spiritually inclined as they come off or as they seem to be. All right. A lot of our people faking and fronting out here, man, because a lot of people who don't believe in Enoch won't admit, especially if they certain, they won't admit that this is their source. Then you got some who say they haven't read it. A lot of people haven't read it, but came across this video. I went through the comment section of that video, and there was one comment in particular. A dude said, I want to thank you for all of your due diligence. You know, he said that he was going to read the book of Enoch. He said, but you saved me some time. Basically, he said, I was going to read the book, but you saved me some time. So in other words, the brother didn't read the book, but he came to a conclusion or formulated a conclusion about the book based on him watching that video. He didn't read the book. Right. Jason Price, he says 4 for 4. Right. 2, like what they say in fractions, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole. So 4/4 is 1. That's 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1.
Here a little, there a little.
Easy E. What's going on? He say it's 4 for 4. Right? Y'all not, I mean, this ain't me convincing y'all. Run that back. Turbo, 4 for 4. Obadiah, 4 for 4. Yohanan put a 6 in there. What that mean? He said, Sister Shamar say 4. Oh, he didn't prove anything. Well, I think 173,000 people believe so. Right? He didn't prove nothing, but 173,000 people believe so. It's a lot of people. 100,000 people. It's a lot of people. Most High sent an angel and killed 100-some thousand soldiers overnight. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Overnight. Like what disease do you have in the earth that kill overnight? What's the deadliest disease in the earth? And how long do it take to kill a person on average? But if you read the history of that, they said they died from plague. a plague killed all them soldiers overnight. Ebola. How long do it take Ebola to kill you?
A minute. Enough to eat your flesh off you. You suffer for a minute with Ebola.
Longer than a night, right?
Longer than a night. You got to suffer.
Right. Ebola, man, you think Ebola was AIDS. It's something worse than that. Ebola worse than that. Overnight. That don't happen all the time. We serve a Most High that can do above and beyond what we can think or ask. I wouldn't play with that, man. I'd rather just stay in my lane and be just like everybody else. When the Most High said, look, they said, well, when they said, we'll hear you, Moses, I'm cool with that. You know, but the Most High say we're going to meet him face to face. You know, E.T. Slicing and dicing. Yeah, man. I'm telling you. Talking about some extreme artillery. But I just want to see what y'all thought so far on this, because we're gonna deal with all of it.
Yeah, it gets deeper.
We're gonna scrape the plate.
Yeah.
I just want y'all to see. I want you to get a pattern of how things go. Start picking up patterns. You know, you get used to listening to certain people. Start picking up patterns. Learn how to learn. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to learn. We all need to learn how to learn. And then learning how to learn, because you can learn on the way to learning. You can learn on the way to learning. Learn something on your way to learning something. Learn how to learn. Don't learn how to teach. Tell you, man, Israel hard-headed. I don't see why anybody want to just jump out there and call themselves a teacher just like that. Not unless it's just in you, you know, that. Nah, man. Nah. Hard-headed people get led astray easily. And people who get led astray easily is hard to instruct. See? There's niggas like that caused Moses not to be able to see the promised land, that provoked him. He got so angry that the people didn't believe on the Most High that he made a mistake and messed himself up. That's how mad he got. That's how hard-headed and frustrating it is dealing with black people. I'll do what I can, man, but nah. And if the Most High do put that on me, man, I never mind. I don't want to be presumptuous in that, but nah. Nah, man. But what you think, Josiah? What y'all think, man? We'll stop it here for now. Come back.
Dick, you hitting on something. I know I feel a little better now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, man. You just gotta, you know, like I say, you gotta know. You know, you gotta know. But anybody who, you know, is against something, make them prove it. And when they try to prove it, you know, deal with the information. Just deal with the information. But part one, y'all. We'll finish part two tomorrow, most high will. We're gonna pick it up right here where we are. 25:34. 25 minutes in. Right. And each one of
That's
the
all?
points, yeah, each one of the points he made so far, we've sort of broken down and showed that the scorecard is off. It's rigged. The game rigged. You did. But on that note, our praises to the Most High, the great Elohim of Israel. And I want to thank the Most High too for allowing this. Hopefully, this can encourage some of our people to stand strong no matter what. And when in doubt, don't. When in doubt, don't, man. Just don't. The Most High will. I'm not going to even share with y'all how the Most High has in times past revealed stuff to me on sight and caused me to be able to prove it on the spot. Stuff that I didn't even know in front of people. On the spot. I was amazed afterwards. I was learning through what I was saying to people and showing it to them, and I didn't even know what I was doing.
Word, I've been there.
I was gonna say I've been there too. Yes, sir.
And while I'm doing it, stop and tell them and let them know. And even as I'm telling you this, I'm learning this myself.
I done heard you do that a couple times.
Oh yeah, because sometimes he hit me like that.
Man, you cannot make this up.
Why do you think I said if you believe in the Most High, then you know all things? You just don't know what you know. For real. Some of you niggas know how to fight and don't even know you know how to fight yet. Because it ain't time yet.
Who you calling? What?
It ain't time yet.
What you say?
If you knew what you knew now, you would mess yourself up. Because you want to start showing the world. It's like, nah, why you think he said we're gonna be doing all this stuff? He gonna the most feeble among you gonna be like King David. What is he telling you? What he telling you? You got it in you. You don't know it yet.
You don't know it yet.
The Most High has chosen foolish things to confound the wise. He made us out of dust. Dust is lower than dirt.
Shoot, he spit on a man. He spit on the ground and put mud in somebody's eye and said, you know, he already couldn't see, so he made a spitball and grinded some mud in his eye. He said, "See this?" And my man said, "I can see."
Yep. But man, I want to thank y'all, man. Thank y'all in the chat. Thank you, brothers on the panel, man, for being a part of this. We're going to continue tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget about all the upcoming plans we got with the presentation, 400-year presentation, the new platform, the new formation, direction we're going with the platform. We want all y'all to be a part of that. So like, subscribe to this channel, the Readers channel, to Resurrecting the Truth, Negro Onlys, Future Kings Productions. Shout out to Son Judah. Y'all sleeping? For real. Y'all sleep. We doing things out here, man, and people not even seeing what's happening, man. So shout out to that brother. Go like and subscribe. Put the link in there earlier to the channel. Let me it's up in there. I posted it in the beginning, so y'all like and subscribe to that. TrueHebrew.com. Go check that out. Get yourself something nice and represent for the awakening. You dig? But y'all got something to close out with. Shalom.
I got something. And I really need to say this for tomorrow, but nah, I'm gonna let this out right now. And I'm gonna start with Job 38, 12. And this is the Most High standing in defense of Enoch. He says, "Hast thou commanded the morning since the days, and caused the day spring to know its place, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it, as it's turned to, as it is turned to clay, it is turned as clay to the seal, and stand as a garment. And from the wicked their light is withholden, and the high arm shall be broken." But here you go. "Hast thou entered into the springs of the sea, or hast thou walked in the search of the depth? Have the gates of death been opened unto thee? Or hast thou seen the doors of the shadow of death? Hast thou perceived the breadth of the earth? Declare, if thou knowest this all. Where is the way where light dwelleth?" See, these are spots where Enoch seen. "As for darkness, where is the place thereof? That thou shouldest take it to the bound thereof, and that thou shouldest know the path to the house thereof. Knowest thou it, because thou wast then born, or because the number of thy days is great? Hast thou entered into the treasures of the snow, or hast thou seen the treasures of the hail, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war? By what way is the light parted which scatters the east wind upon the earth? Who hath divided a watercourse for the overflowing of waters, or a way of lightning or thunder, to cause it to rain on the earth where no man is, on the wilderness where no man is, to satisfy the desolate and waste ground, and to cause the bud of the earth to spring forth?" And then I'm gonna skip up to the top. Start with verse 2. "Who is this that darkeneth counsels by words without knowledge?" You see what I'm saying? So this, because he said that's when he answered Job out of the world with it, saying, "Who's this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up your loins like a man, for I'll demand of thee, and answer thou me." We have no place to question the validity of scriptures, or who said, what is written in these records that the Most High laid to us. You don't want to be the one in the place where he start asking you questions. You're going to question the man. He said, he says, "Do you know the place of the rain and the sun and all these places?" He showed Enoch. Yet we, and our simple-minded understanding, will dare to speak against it without knowledge. And we got a nerve to be teaching people.
Stop playing. Amen. Thank you, bro.
Yep, that was good. I'll leave with Proverbs 9:8-9. "Reprove not a scorner, lest he will hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will yet be wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase learning." Shalom to my brothers on the panel. Shalom to my family in the chat. Shalom to my brother Kadar out there. Know he at work. Wish he could have been in here. So, shalom, people.
Absolutely, man. Thank you, brothers, once again. Thank y'all, brothers and sisters in the chat, for chiming in and listening. Most High willing, we're going to be back for part 2. We're going to scrape the plate. Shalom. I'll see y'all then. Shalom.
Shalom.